My name is Douglas, and this is, well, I don't know what this is. I've been in a bit of a rut emotionally and creatively lately, and so I've not really felt up to doing much. I didn't finish Vlogmas. There's a long story that I started to tell in a vlog on my phone, which decided that because I downloaded another app, that it couldn't handle one video, so it stopped. But I decided not to tell it anyway because the intent of my video series was to focus on the positives. I do enough focusing on the negatives that happen to me, so I might as well let myself keep a record of the good things that happen. Long story short is that Wednesday evening on the 21st of December, I did not get much sleep, if any, before I went to work Thursday the 22nd. So Thursday the 22nd, I came home from work, went right to sleep at 6, and woke up again on Friday at 9 a.m., so 15 hours. And then I was getting ready to go to Christmas at my parents', so there wasn't a lot of opportunity to record. And then when I got back, creative rut. But what I've decided to do upon reflection in the shower today is that I could do a tracker of New Year's resolutions. I know that a bunch of people lately have been doing this, what my New Year's resolutions are, videos, and I can do that this time, except the caveat would be that instead of thinking of this as this is my series on the little things that I do to spread good in the world, or the series of these are the little things, good things that have happened to me, I could turn this into a bit of a requirement, more or less, to follow through with my resolutions for the full year, because now I have a video series recording what I do. Some of them may be very short, some of them may be very long, but at the very least, there's an opportunity for me to say, this is what I'm going to do. So my first resolution for 2017 is to record a video every day. It's going to get difficult, particularly when rehearsals start for our cabaret next week. Basically, it starts on Monday the 9th. And then there's not much opportunity between work and then choir, and then Monday I usually go out to Element to get an opportunity to record. So I'll have to find a way to make it work. But that's resolution number 1. So that'll be tracked by, have I created a video today? And if it doesn't happen, that's one day I didn't make it through. The second resolution I'm going to put forth is the typical going to the gym. I've had a gym membership now since September of 2015, I think it is. And when I started, I also started going to see a trainer every week. And so that was something that got me going to the gym at least once every week because I had an appointment with a trainer. But I wasn't getting out of it what I thought I would. And I've gained quite a bit of weight since then. And I think it would be a good opportunity for me to try to get back into doing something physically. So I want to go twice a week, because that was what my aim was when I was going to see the trainer in the first place, was to go once to see the trainer and once otherwise. And so this will require me to think more about my schedule, because often I planned to go over lunch, but for a while I wasn't taking a lunch, so there wasn't much opportunity for me to go and do that. So now I'm going to have to think about, what am I doing on my lunch hour? This also means that I'm not going to go out and buy lunch, which is something I'm trying to avoid doing. Which gets me a bit into my third resolution, which is to avoid processed sugar. It's something I was trying to do a little before the holidays, and then it sort of broke down, but it's something that I want to try to do. There have been a few studies lately that have seemed to indicate that that's one of the sort of big bads when it comes to diet is processed sugar. And the biggest thing that I've gotten it from typically is like fast food, because I would go and get the value meal that has fries and a drink. So if I go to fast food, which I'm going to try to avoid doing as much, But if I go, then I'm just going to get the sandwich because that's generally enough for me. I don't really need the fries. And then that means that I don't feel pressured to get the soda with it. And I'm not going to turn it into I'm never going to have any processed sugar at all, because that's the kind of thing that can break really easily, especially because there are times when someone will give you something kind as a gift, or a colleague will bring in a baked good, and it feels wrong to say, oh, no, I can't do that. Especially because I'm kind of a fat guy. It's a little weird to be like, I'm the fatty, but I'm not going to have any processed sugar. So I'm going to let that happen. But that also means that I don't have to beat myself up, because if I'm trying to make good choices about it, then it doesn't mean that once having something with processed sugar just breaks everything down. Fourth is I want to try to write once a week. I know that there's much more to writing, like you should try to write every day, and the whole thing with NaNoWriMo in November is that you write every single day, or as much as possible over that time. And that's something I've tried to do, but never been able to follow through with. So I'm not going to set myself a word limit, but I am going to try to set the goal that at least once a week, I'm going to take some time to sit down and write. There's a novel that I have that I really like the idea for, that I really want to work on, so I want to put that out there. And then there's that campaign that I was talking about for Dungeons & Dragons that would be really fun, that I think would fit well. And those are two things I want to finish this year. So I'm going to try to take the time to make that happen. Fifth, then, is back to that healthy thing, is I want to try to at least once a month. I know that I should do that much more than this, but I want to make these more or less attainable. At least once a month, I want to make dinner at home. Boyfriend and I have a bad habit of grabbing something quick or just microwaving something really fast, getting fast food, getting pizza. And none of these things are necessarily bad ideas, but it's something I do to avoid putting forth effort. So maybe I'll up it throughout the year if it becomes really easy to do that and challenge myself with doing it more. But if I can say once a month, I'm going to make a good dinner at home, that's another thing that I can try to live up to. So 5 resolutions. Video every day, gym twice a week, write once a week, avoid processed sugar, dinner once a month. And what I'll do is in the description below each video, which is something that I don't really use a lot, I'll track what those are, and I'll say where I am on each of them. So it'll be like, if it's a Wednesday, went to the gym once this week, didn't write yet, didn't cook anything, and record like, this is how many words I did, this is the dinner that I made, whatever it is. And that way I have something to hold me responsible for keeping up with these resolutions throughout the year. Maybe it'll work. I hope. This has been something. I'll see you tomorrow.